All right, broskis, we're gonna do a brand new video again on our good friend Dr. James, the steroid Dr. Broski. Yes, man. So, our good friend Dr. James, the gym, lifting, recruiting, fitness gear slave himself, bro, he says in this video, Dr. James says how to win the game of steroids, broski. Yeah, man. All right. Anyways, let's react.
Steroids are a high-stakes showdown of genius and skill. Winning isn't luck. It's like being a gladiator. The cost of failure is immense, but many are unprepared to step into the arena, choosing to operate from fear, never progressing dosages, living in confusion. It's all guesswork, but that's because nobody has shown you the cheat codes, how to let.
I love that one. The cheat codes. Athlete X, doesn't he have the cheat codes? I used to do the video with the cheat codes. He has all the cheat codes. The only person on the internet that has cheat codes is me. I got the cheat codes. Get it? Oops, sorry about that. I've got the cheat codes. Nobody else has the cheat codes online.
Level up safely, unharmed. It's time.
You want to know what the cheat code is? I shared it with everybody. Eccentric overload exercise. That's the cheat code, bro. Get it? That's the fastest way. Now, in my channel, I always said come in 1 week and just do, your lifts, right? Like overwork your muscle. That would be the same thing in eccentric exercise. You can always bring back eccentrics if you overwork the muscle. You understand me? You're still doing eccentric and some concentric, of course. We always wanted both anyways, right? Like, I mean, it's not like you didn't have to leave out the other one. But the thing is this, you still can only do it once a week because of the eccentric part. That part compromises performance because it damages you. But it is the secret code. Now, if you want to get there even faster, well, that's going to be really taxing. Now you do eccentric overload. You overload your muscle with eccentric exercise. So now you're doing what we would call a partial rep, but on the eccentric, it's a lot heavier than on the concentric. Look, people go to the gym. The concentric is a lot heavier than the eccentric. But in eccentric overload training, the eccentric, it would be heavier than the concentric. Going down would be heavier than going up. That's all it is, really. That's the opposite. Because some people keep writing me on my channel, bro. There's the explanation, okay?
To learn the secrets of the woke elites. But hold up, Maverick. This is a safety check, not a launch command. Safety first is always the ticket to a smooth mission.
Damn, this guy makes amazing videos.
Jason Bourne does not rely on
Damn, pure entertainment, dude.
luck. He reads the situation, calculates his moves, and implements his plan strategically. And when using steroids, razor-sharp precision and in-depth knowledge is essential, as mastering and deploying optimal protocols will ensure solid health levels throughout a cycle, as what you do from the start will massively affect the journey overall. However, when your approach is based on guesswork, steroids will obliterate your health and shatter your ambitions. So let's break down the game of steroids. We need to understand the terrain, the weapons, the strategy, the power-ups, and finally, the end game. Never roll the dice if you are not ready. Welcome to the battlefield. The body is the terrain. To navigate safely, the lay of the land is required. And that is where baseline blood work comes in. Now imagine if Tony Stark gave you his suit for the day. Avengers is actually a documentary. It's a true story. You wouldn't just jump into the Iron Man armor without a systems check. The same goes for your body pre-cycle. But what exactly are we checking though? If you need to know more about this baseline blood work, I've done a full video on this, so I recommend you check that out. Or if you did want...
All right, I'm on my way. I'm going to check out the full blood work. Why do you have to do all this blood work anyways? What's the purpose behind it? Isn't this stuff supposed to be healthy for you? Muscles and all that, bodybuilding? Oh, this is the unhealthy side, the dark side. We're going into the dark side. Okay, man. Whatever, bro. This is like Star Wars, going to the dark side.
Watch that because it's a bit boring. You could jump out of an aeroplane and not check your parachute. Risky business. In any case, the biomarkers will give us a clear picture of that hormonal land.
You know, this is like Star Wars going to the dark side, and Dr. James is like Darth Vader. Vader, Mr. Vader. Take you to the dark side, yes.
Landscape, which specifically guides you on what compounds to use. When I started my cycle, my estrogen was a little bit high.
Yes, why was your estrogen, a little high? Why would it be high if you're taking steroids? Because they're not human fucking hormones, bro. They're plant hormones. They're filled with estrogens and shit and everything out there. That's what you have to be careful about. That's what I realized.
I added in Primo to my starting TRT dose. This wasn't at a 2-to-1 ratio, it was at a 1-to-1 ratio because I knew my estrogen was at 61. If things had been different and my estrogen was at 31, I would have done a different ratio of the Primo to test. It would have been 2 test, 1 Primo. Once you have your blood work results in, it's time to deploy some Hulk juice. I like to see each compound as a weapon in your arsenal, and knowing your on this stuff is crucial for victory. But wait, how do you select the right weapons for this battle? And what makes one compound better than another? Let's start with the big picture of all the compounds. So imagine a family tree with 3 main branches: the testosterones, the DHTs, and the 19-nors. Random selection is what we want to avoid. Specific selection is how winning is done, which is based on 6 factors. Ask yourself, will one or stacking in a combo make your estrogen go up or down? If you don't know this and you get it all wrong, you could turn from the Hulk to Bruce Banner mid-battle. And we all know Banner is an absolute Do you know how long each compound you're deploying takes to work? How quickly will it affect serum E2 levels and the other biomarkers that are all in the mix? Some compounds are like a sprint, quick and intense. Others are like a marathon, slow to build. Generally, the longer acting compounds need the most experience. How well tolerated are they on your specific health levels?
Don't they call that back-end loading? Longer acting and shorter acting. I think they're like depots or something, right? Longer acting, shorter acting. Isn't that like that Sustanon 250 stuff people like to use? It's got like 4 esters of testosterone. Some work faster and slower, right? Back end, front end. Yeah. I think people like the Sustanon 250 because it gives you these crazy pumps. You pump like crazy. I think, what's his name? Mr. Olympia there. Fuck, I forget his name now all of a sudden. Why? I don't know why I'm forgetting his name. The blonde guy, whatever. I think he said he took Sustanon 250. He was successful with it. That was one of the first drugs he took, right? Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Are there any underlying genetic health issues that you do not know about that are sitting in your blood work, waiting to get triggered because you've added in?
This has got to be the craziest channel I've ever seen. You know, you think that Dr. Tony Huge was crazy, man. This guy, wow, the stuff that he pulls on his channel, this is outrageous. Not even Dr. Tony Huge makes videos like Dr. James, bro. I've never seen any steroid channel like Dr. James. Like, this guy, like, the editing is fucking out of this world. This is like pure advertising, like, this is why you should take steroids, and it's this, and it's, you know, it's like a Game of Thrones or some shit. It's crazy.
The wrong stuff. And if a compound is not tolerated, you're going to know about it fast. It's going to appear in physical reality through side effects. Never.
Oh, that's all you want is side effects. Yes. Is this it? You get like a third eye, or do you lose your eyes, or lose an arm or something, or grow a new arm?
Add in compounds that are going to be risky. It goes without saying. Are the compounds that you've selected legit and fully dosed? Because it's extremely frustrating to realize that after 2 or 3 weeks on a cycle, you're on fake gear. It's like spending thousands on a design.
Oh, you're going to know if you're on fake gear, man. There's a lot of fake gear out there. That's why people get scammed. They're constantly getting scammed. Yeah, I don't know, but whatever.
In a bag, only to find out that it's a knockoff. Each administration method has its own speed of delivery for optimal use. Orals are the express lane, while most injectables take the scenic route, as the idea is to choose wisely based on how you want to manipulate your serum estradiol levels each month. What is the potency of each compound in your stack? Because remember, even though a bazooka might sound and look cool, sometimes all you need is a trusty firearm. And if you do want to go for something potent, always deploy minimum effective dosage. Things can always be increased down the road. Now you know the principles behind selecting the right weapons. How does one craft the perfect battle plan? Next up, we're looking at cycle design and why strategy is everything. This is where someone can either shine as a hero or crash to zero. A full strategy is chiseled in stone. Every dosage is static, with the whole cycle being planned out beforehand. Now, unless you've got a crystal ball and you know what your blood work is like in the future, this is a recipe for disaster, because you might have HCG.
A recipe for disaster. Well, you got HCG, right? Human chronic gonadotropin. That is actually a human hormone. So unlike these steroids, your body sees this as being its own hormone. So it doesn't have any side effects, doesn't have anything. Yeah, it's actually a youth drug too.
Planned at week 8, but at that point your estrogens hit 65. You add the HCG in, you've just increased your chance of all these side effects. The choice of compound will depend.
I don't think you added these just because you put HCG and you're going to get side effects. HCG doesn't give really side effects. That's bullshit.
On the side effect profiles of the different drugs. These juice bombs were...
Whoa, these juice bombs. I like this one, the side effects. Halotestin. Extremely... Isn't that like Sten? It's halotestin, right? That's extremely toxic. I saw a kid back in, I think, 89, 90. He took some of this. He was going up to the gym, Gold's Gym. He bled from his nose. He destroyed his liver, man. Bro, he got really sick from this. And his muscles blew up, but they looked weird, like blown up like balloons. Anyways, turinabol, this too toxic. Ecopos, toxic. Danabol is very toxic. Anadrol is super fucking toxic through the roof, bro. Trembolone, super toxic. Bro, all these things, they're so toxic. Now, I don't know, Winstrol is not as toxic as an anabolic, Anavar, Superdrol. These are kind of not so toxic drugs here. Primobolan, the DHT thing, the thing here on the left. Mastron. I don't even know what DHB is. Like, you know, you keep in touch with this kind of stuff online, right? Deca. Deca, it's a popular drug, Deca Durabolin, isn't it? With like sports people and shit. These fucking athletes, bro. Steroid Armory. I love this. Steroid Armory. Doot. Yeah, okay. Like as if people had access to this, like it was so easy. The steroids are illegal, bro. I live in Canada, North America. You're not gonna get any fucking steroids here, man. You let alone even get a prescription from your doctor for like fucking TRT. It's almost impossible. You gotta pay them off or something.
Increase water retention, giving the user that top tier maxed out with muscle appearance.
Yeah, water retention, giving you that top tier muscle appearance. That appearance, you appear you have muscles, but you don't have muscles.
Glycogen stores will be fully loaded, creating an impressive...
See, he doesn't lie about it. That's the good thing about Dr. James. He doesn't hold back on these drugs. He tells you exactly what they do, how they could affect you, the blood work. He doesn't lie to people, doesn't sugarcoat it. He tells you, shows you what he's doing. He doesn't give a shit. He tells you everything. These are glycogen muscles, bro. Get it? They're fake.
3D look. However, if a leaner physique is desired, these shred enhancers are perfect for reducing intracellular.
Yes, shred enhancers. That's why people they love Anavar. Anavar is an extremely popular drug amongst these steroid users in the sports world, or whatever you want to call it. Even the cosmetic world, just for cosmetic purposes. People, these people want to take it to look cool and shit.
Cellular water, helping the individual achieve sharp vein definition.
But here's the thing. You can't achieve this look. You just don't know bodybuilding. A lot of people don't know bodybuilding. They think bodybuilding's all about concentric lifting, just lift a heavy weight against gravity. And that is actually not the case. It's actually both eccentric and concentric. I'm not saying people shouldn't do concentric. You should. But you should do both of them. I've done both of them in the past. You know what I mean? You don't want to leave one out to chance. The only time you want to do overload, just eccentric overload, as opposed to concentric overload, because people leave out the concentric people that do concentric overloading. They're overloading. You could call it that. They do partial concentric lifts, okay, for overloading. They leave out the eccentric, and then people that do eccentric overload, which is really overload, we're really overloading the muscle. On the concentric, why is that? Why is eccentric really progressive overload? Because you could take more overload on the eccentric than you could on the concentric. You could never take that load. That's why when you read science, people have it confused. They thought that overload had something to do with concentric lifts. No, it doesn't. It's always eccentric overload. Even when they tell you in science, myonuclei overload. Well, how are you getting these myonuclei? Well, the eccentric has to be overloaded, right? Why? It's got to get damaged. That's what activates the satellite cell. Look in community section. I posted it there. But anyways, people are really, they're not gonna pay attention. But whatever. So the only time you do eccentric overload is when you progress to a certain level. You just want to push it a lot further and farther. That's all. Here's the thing. If you come in once a week and you work out, and you eventually at some point you might hit a plateau like 255 pounds, you're pretty big and strong now, and you want to take it even further, well, then you're going to have to focus solely on eccentric overload, because your regular lifting is not going to take you past that point anymore. See what I mean by just overworking the muscle with a eccentric concentric lift? Coming in once a week. It's not going to work anymore at some point. It's going to be very difficult to push it.
And a chiseled appearance. Bloating will be minimal and the muscle detail will be highlighted. But let's remind ourselves, more is not always better. You put too much fuel on a fire, it may burn.
Yes, I will agree with him. More is not better. That's why in the beginning, your exercises should have a combination of both, and then you do it properly. Coming in once a week, overworking that muscle, and then full body, lower body, and then let it go through repair and remodeling. And then when you reach a plateau, start moving for the eccentric overload. That's it.
Brighter for a moment, but the flames are going to burn out a lot quicker. To avoid this, we need a great support system. So how do we maximize those power-ups and stop those health levels dropping each month?
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
I would never touch gear without first arming myself with the best supplements and ancillaries for the cycle. It's like Captain America, trying to fight without his shield. He's all right without it, but with it, he's invincible. Some guys just focus on the gear and the compounds, and then when they do decide to get blood work, it reveals some scary numbers, as once it's on paper, it becomes painfully real. Here's a few prime examples. ALT and AST shoot up. Hematocrit goes over the range, the cholesterol goes from bad to worse, blood pressure's elevated, skin starts to get oily with a few outbreaks on the back, and sleep, which used to be hit or miss, is dreadful. Now the experienced guys, they stay calm. They know exactly how to get their health markers back into the right range, while still making steroid-fueled progress. However, the guesswork boys, they immediately panic and are overwhelmed with anxiety. From here they go cold turkey and all their problems escalate. They experience hormonal crashes, severe fatigue. Welcome to hell. It's funny to me because all these little problems are sorted very easily. So here's the lowdown on what to do. For liver support, milk thistle and NAC. These are going to keep those liver enzymes in check, and also consider a deload week. Look for some blood thinners. You have IP6, ARBs, baby aspirins. Lower the iron intake and also manage your vitamin C. This is going to drop the hematocrit levels. For the cholesterol, avoid egg yolks. Add red yeast rice, then potentially find some niacinamide. This is very strong though, so it will be used intermittently. For blood pressure, ubiquinol, Cialis, telmisartan, magnesium glycinate. These will all help lower blood pressure, but also it will be around cleaning up the diet and avoiding too much sodium. And for skincare, zinc, avoiding dairy, add some evening primrose oil. Vitamin B will remove the oiliness. However, acne is mainly hormone related. Now, if you need more tips with on-cycle health and performance aids, go ahead and check out my 6-month cycle video where I used a lot of supplements and ancillaries to stay
6-month cycle. Holy shit, bro. This guy really, I'm telling you, so oh my God.
side effect free. Health levels have been powered up, but how
Health levels have been powered up, yes.
do you know if you're truly on course to win the game?
How do you know you're on course to win the game when the steroids destroy you? I don't know, man.
Welcome to the end game. If you want to win, think of understanding how to manipulate your E2 levels as your final boss. And stimulating the first month of the cycle is going to help you learn this very quickly. Now, we're just going to focus on E2 levels. There's a lot involved, but let's just keep it simple for now. The results come back and we're at 25 picograms. That means we will need a slightly dominant estrogen approach. So here's an example stack to start with. This combo is going to push estrogen levels up, with the HCG and MPP kicking in first. Then, to keep those estrogen levels skyrocketing over 50 picograms, we'll add in a DHT like Primo or Mastron in a 2-to-1 ratio versus those estrogen-creating compounds. This will keep everything in check and things will be fine after the first month. Then from there, you just follow the principles and guidelines that I lay out in most of my videos on the channel. And the goal is to titrate enough with no side effects to find your sweet spot dosage. The truth is, adjusting without data or experience, it would be like investing your hard-earned cash and not looking at any financial reports. It's a complete shot in the dark every time you do it. So
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. It's got a nice physique. Look at
if you
this.
do want to
Dr. James has turned out to be Dr. I don't know, bodybuilder? Fake bodybuilder. I don't see much going on there really. I like his lats though. I like his arms, like I don't know. Like it's not like he's like massive. Why would you take steroids if this is what you want? You could get this with real bodybuilding, bro. See what I mean? Like with real bodybuilding, it wouldn't even have destroyed your health, and if anything, you would make yourself better doing it real. If you do eccentric exercises, which build muscle, then you could achieve this physique easily, doing eccentric exercises naturally. But I told you, nobody understands that. They all think that they got to lift a heavy weight in the opposite direction, going against gravity. And in fact, you can lift a lot more when it goes in the eccentric than you could going against gravity. See what I mean? So it doesn't damage muscles concentric. It's eccentric that damages them. And then they go through a repair and a remodeling. They get bigger, they get stronger. But like I said, nobody out there knows real bodybuilding.
avoid a complete health collapse and have a smooth, steady ride to leveling up, then you can reach out for help and guidance. There's a link below this video, and if you hit that link, I'll get back to you quicker than you can say, lean gain.
Jesus, he has a whole community. He's got a link down there to communicate. Yep, we have a problem to communicate.
All right, the next video coming up is about 2 compounds going head to head. Prima.
2 compounds. Oh, I want to take a look at that video because I haven't been watching him for a while. That looks interesting. Tren, eh? Danger active. Trend. Isn't that the popular thing online? Myco Tren and all these people. This guy's amazing. I'll see you in the next one. Tell me what you think about that video. Like, subscribe, support the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Borowski.
Oh, and Mastron. Dr. James.
Out, baby. Mastodon. See you in the next one.